Half a day and welcome to the virtual competition of Okkodo High School's Poetry Out Loud. The Poetry Out Loud program is a partnership of the National Endowment for the Arts, Poetry Foundation, and the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency. All awards and prizes are sponsored by the Honorable Melissa Savares and the Dorado Mayor's Office and the Class of 2020 alumni. The winner of this competition will walk away with a gold medal, gift certificates, and a cash prize of $100, and will go on to the island-wide competition in hopes of advancing to the national finals. At this time, let us introduce our judges. Up first, Professor Verna Zafra Casala. She is the current instructor for the Creative Writing Poetry course at the University of Guam this semester, and is a poet with published works in numerous local and international anthologies and literary magazines. Next up, Senor Ryan Leon Guerrero. He is a Chamorro language and culture instructor at Mount Carmel School. He is a proud Chamorro poet who is no stranger to the spoken word stage and has even competed in the Brave New Voices competition in San Francisco. The third judge on our team is Mr. Christian Camacho. He is an English language arts teacher at Southern High School. He is a writer most known for his poems and short story works that can be found in numerous local poetry anthologies and literary magazines in both print and digital forms. Lastly, our accuracy judge for this competition is none other than Miss Nicole Quintanilla. She is a Guam history teacher at Okkodo High School and a local poet. She most recently won the University of Guam's Poetry Slam competition in March 2020. Today, we will witness 15 young bulldogs demonstrate their reading comprehension skills, public speaking skills, and critical and creative thinking skills through the reciting of poetry. Now, let us begin with round 1.
Work Without Hope by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. All nature seems at work. Slugs leave their lair, the bees are stirring, birds are on the wing, and winter, slumbering in the open air, wears on his smiling face a dream of spring. And I, the while, the sole unbusy thing, nor honey make, nor pair, nor build, nor sing, yet while I can the banks where amaranths blow have traced the fount whence streams of nectar flow. Bloom, O ye amaranths, bloom for whom ye may. For me ye bloom not. Glide rich streams away, with lips unbrightened, wreathless brow I stroll, and would you learn the spells that drowse my soul? Work without hope draws nectar in a sieve, and hope without an object cannot live.
Metamorphosis by Jenny Shep. Nowhere in those kerosene years could she find a soft-headed match. The wife crosses over an ocean, red-faced and cheerless, trades the flat pad of a stethoscope for a dining hall spatula. Life is 2 choices, she thinks. You hatch a life, or you pass through one. Photographs of a child swaddled in layers arrive by post. Money does it, to her embarrassment. Over time, she grows out her hair. Then she sprouts nerves. The wife was no fool, but neither did she wonder. She lives inside a season of thrift which stretches on. Her sorrow has thickness and a certain sheen. The wife knows to hurry when she washes. When she cooks, she licks spoons slowly. Every night, she made a dish with ground pork, paired with a dish that was fibrous.
The Barnacle by A.E. Stallings. The barnacle is rather odd. It's not related to the clam or limpet. It's an arthropod, though one that doesn't give a damn. cousin to the crab and shrimp. One larval it can twitch and swim, and make decisions, tiny imp that flits according to its whim. Once grown with nothing more to prove, it hunkers down and will remain stuck fast. And once it does not move, has no more purpose for a brain. Its one boast is it will not budge, cemented where it chanced to sink. Sclerotic, stubborn as a grudge, settled it does not need to think.
Hi, my name is Ryan Abdullah, and today I'll be reciting Michelle Weiberg's Diameter. You love your friend, so you travel across the country to see her. Your friend is grieving. When you look at her, you see that something's missing. You look again, she seems all there, reading glasses, sarcasm, letter pumps. What did you expect? Ruins? Demeter without arms in the British Museum? Your friend says she believes there's more pain than beauty in the world. When Persephone was taken, Demeter damned the world for half the year. The other half remained warm and bountiful. The Greeks loved symmetry. On a plane, the man next to you read a geometry book. The lesson on finding the circumference of a circle. On circumference, you can calculate the way around if you know the way across. You try across with your friend, you try around. I don't believe in an afterlife, she says, but after Kate died, I thought I might go after her. In case I'm wrong. In case she's somewhere, waiting.
After the Disaster by Abigail Deutsche. Not too long after the disaster, as our train was passing Astor, the car door opened with a shudder. A girl came flying down the aisle with hair what seemed to be all feathers and a half-moon smile, making open air over a small car. The crowd ignored her, or they muttered, "Hey, excuse me," as they passed her when the train paused at Rockter. The specter crowed, "Excuse me," swiftly turned and ran back up the corridor, then stopped for me. We dove under the river. Then she took my head between her fingers, squeezing until the birds began to stir. And then, from out my eyes and my ears, a flock came through. I couldn't think, or hear, or breathe, or see within that feathered world. So silently, I thanked her. Such things were common after the disaster.
Beautiful Wreckage by W.D. Earhart. What if I didn't shoot the old lady, running away from our patrol? Or the old man in the back of the head, or the boy in the marketplace? Or what if the boy, but he didn't have a grenade, and the woman in the hue didn't lie in the rain, in a mortar pit with 7 Marines just for food? Gaffney didn't get hit in the knee, Ains didn't die in a river, Skye didn't die in a medevac chopper between Con Thien and Da Nang. In Vietnamese, Con Thien means place of angels. What if it really was, instead, the place of rotting sandbags, incoming heavy artillery, rats and mud? What if the angels were Ains and Skye, or the lady, the man and the boy, and they lifted Gaffney out of the mud and healed his shattered knee? What if it didn't happen the way I said? Would it all be a lie? Would the wreckage be suddenly beautiful? Would the dead rise up and walk?
After the War by Rachel Galvin. for Joseph Lum. When he got to the farmhouse, he rifled through the cabinets, drawers, and cupboards, and his buddies did too. The place was abandoned, or so he thought, and his buddies did too. He tried to talk to people in town, and his buddies did too. But he was the only one whose Yiddish made it across into German. They took his meaning. He, in the farmhouse, took a camera and a gun. But his buddies, who knows? About the gun? It's also hard to say. But after the war, he took up photography. Why not? And shot beautiful women for years. Got pretty good at it. And how? Won prizes and engraved plates. Put them in a drawer. Forgot the war. Forgot his buddies. Forgot the women. Forgot the drawer.
So I'll be performing Chord by Stuart Dybek. A man steps out of sunlight. Sunlight that streams like rays. Still gaping at blue sky, staked across the emptiness of space. Into a history where shadows assume a human face. A man slips into silence that began as a cry. Still trailing music, although reduced to the sigh of an accordion as it folds into its case. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Azelet Lopez, and I'll be reciting After the Winter by Claude Mckay. Someday, when trees have shed their leaves, and against the morning's white, the shivering birds beneath the eaves have sheltered for the night, we'll turn our faces southward, love, towards the summer isle, where bamboos spire the shafted grove, and wide-mouthed orchids smile. And we will seek the quiet hill, where towers the cotton tree, and leaps the laughing crystal rill, and works the droning bee. We will build a cottage there, beside an open glade, with black-ribbed bluebells blowing near, and ferns that never fade. Thank you.
Across the Bay by Donald Davy. A queer thing about those waters. There are no birds there, or hardly any. I did not miss them. I do not remember missing them or thinking it uncanny. The beach, so called, was a blinding splinter of limestone, a quarry outraged by holes. We took pleasure in that. The emptiness, the hardness of the light, the silence, the water's stillness. But this was the setting for one of our murderous scenes. This hurts and goes on hurting. The venomous, soft jelly. The undersides. We could stand the world if it were hard all over.
Acquainted with the Night by Robert Frost. I have been one acquainted with the night. I have walked out in rain and back in rain. I have outwalked the furthest city light. I have looked down the saddest city lane. I have passed by the watchman on his beat and dropped my eyes, unwilling to explain. I have stood still and stopped the sound of feet, when far away an interrupted cry came over houses from another street, but not to call me back or say goodbye. and further still at an unearthly height, one luminary clock against the sky proclaimed the time was neither wrong nor right. I have been one, acquainted with the night.
After the Winter by Claude Mckay. Some day when trees have shed their leaves, and against the morning's white, the shivering birds beneath the eaves have sheltered for the night. We'll turn our faces southward, love, toward the summer isle, where bamboos spire the shafted grove, and wide-mouthed orchids smile. And we will seek the quiet hill, where towers the cotton tree, and leaps the laughing crystal rill, and works the droning bee. And we will build a cottage there, beside an open glade, with black-ribbed bluebells blowing near, and ferns that never fade.
To the Desert by Benjamin Alire Saenz. I came to you one rainless August night. You taught me how to live without the rain. You are thirst, and thirst is all I know. You are sand, wind, sun, and burning sky. The hottest blue. You blow a breeze and brand your breath into my mouth. You reach, then bend your force to break, blow, burn, and make me new. You wrap your name tight around my ribs and keep me warm. I was born for you. Above, below, by you, surrounded. I wake to you at dawn. Never break your knot. Reach, rise, blow. Sálvame, mi Dios, tragme, mi tierra. Salva, traga, break me. I am bread. I will be the water for your thirst. Thank you.
Abecedarian requiring further examination on Anglican Seraphim subjugation of a wild Indian reservation by Natalie Diaz. Angels don't come to the reservation. Bats, maybe, or owls, box-mouthed things. Coyotes, too. They all mean the same thing. Death. And death eats angels, I guess, because I haven't seen an angel fly through this valley ever. Gabriel? Never heard of him. Know a guy named Gabe, though. He came through here one powwow and stayed. Typical Indian. Sure, he had wings. Jailbird that he was. He flies around in stolen cars. And wherever he stops, kids grow like gourds from women's bellies. Like I said, no Indian I've ever heard of has ever been or seen an angel. Maybe at a Christmas pageant or something. Nazarene Church holds one every December, organized by Pastor John's wife. It's no wonder Pastor John's son is the angel. Everyone knows angels are white. Quit bothering with angels, I say. They're no good for Indians. Remember what happened the last time some white god came floating across the ocean? Truth is, there may be angels. But if there are angels up there, living on clouds, sitting on thrones across the sea, wearing velvet robes and golden rings, and drinking whiskey from silver cups, we're better off if they stay rich and fat and ugly and exactly where they are, in their own distant heavens. You better hope you never see angels on the reservation. If you do, they'll be marching off to Zion, or Oklahoma, or some other hell they mapped out for us.
I will be performing Diameter by Michelle Wybrick. You love your friend, so you fly across the country to see her. Your friend is grieving. When you look at her, you see something's missing. You look again. She seems all there. Reading glasses, sarcasm, letter pumps. What did you expect? Ruins? Demeter without arms in a British museum? Your friend says she believes there's more pain than beauty in the world. When Persephone was taken, Demeter damned the whole world for half the year. The other half remained warm and bountiful. Greeks love symmetry. On the plane, the man next to you read a geometry book. The lesson on finding the circumference of a circle. On circumference, you can calculate the way around if you know the way across. You try across with your friend. You try around. I don't believe in an afterlife, she says. But after Kay died, I thought I might go after her. In case I'm wrong. In case she's somewhere, waiting.
And those are our 15 semifinalists. All scores have been tabulated and only the top 4 will advance to the final round. And these are your top 4. In no particular order, Michelle Calgren, Ricamae Lagman, Evan Cristales, and Sarah May Calvatera. Congratulations and thank you to our 11 semifinalists. And now the final round.
Enemies by Wendell Berry. If you are not to become a monster, you must care what they think. If you care what they think, how will you not hate them, and so become a monster of the opposite kind? From where then is love to come? Love for your enemy, that is the way of liberty? From forgiveness. Forgiven they go, free of you and you of them. They are to you as sunlight on a green branch. You must not think of them again, except as monsters like yourself. Pitiable, because unforgiving.
The Star by Jane and Ann Taylor. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. When the blazing sun is gone, when he nothing shines upon, then you show your little light. Twinkle, twinkle, all the night. Then the traveler in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often through my curtains peep, for you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. 'Tis your bright and tiny spark lights the traveler in the dark. Though I know not what you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Thank you.
Across the Bay by Donald Davy. A queer thing about these waters. There are no birds, or hardly any. I did not miss them. I do not remember missing them or thinking of it uncanny. The beach, so called, was a blinding splinter of limestone, a quarry, outraged by hulls. We took pleasure in that. The emptiness, the hardness of the light, the silence, and the water stillness. But it was the setting for one of our murderous scenes. This hurt and goes on hurting. The venomous soft jelly, its undersides. We could stand the world if it were hard all over.
I know, I remember, but how can I help you by Hayden Careth? The Northern Lights. I wouldn't have noticed them if the deer hadn't told me. A doe, her coat of pearls, her glowing hoofs, proud and inquisitive, eager for my appraisal. And I went out into the night with electrical steps, but with my head held oh so proud to share the animal's fear and see what I had seen before. A sky flaring and spectral, greenish waves and ribbons and the snow. Under strange light, tossing in the pasture like a storming ocean caught by a flaring beacon. The deer stands away from me, not far. There among bare black apple trees, a presence I no longer see. We are proud to be afraid, proud to share the silent magnetic storm that destroys the stars and flickers around our heads like the saints' cold spiritual agonies of old. I remember, but without the sense. Other light storms, cold memories discursive and philosophical in my mind's burden, and the deer remembers nothing. We move our feet, crunching bitter snow, while the storm crashes like God wars down the east. We shake the sparks from our eyes, we quivered inside our shocked fur. We search for each other in the apple thicket. A glimpse, an acknowledgement. It is enough and never enough. We toss our heads and say goodnight, moving away on bitter, bitter snow.
The results are in. Our second runners-up, congratulations Michelle Calgren and Ricamae Lagman. And our first runner-up, congratulations Sarah Mae Calbatera. And lastly, the winner of Okkodo High School's first Poetry Out Loud competition is Evan Cristales. Congratulations. As we close, here are a few words from our acting principal, Miss Rita Flores.
Buenas Zenhafade. This is Rita Flores. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Joseph Charglov for coordinating the Poetry Out Loud for our school. Secondly, I'd like to commend all 15 participants: Bethany-Elizabeth Bautista, Christine Bautista, Sarah Mae Calbatera, Evan Cristales, Arniela Dimabuyu, Mark Howard Ganzon, Ronald Ilagas, Red Inosanta, Michelle Calgren, Ricamae Lagman, Angel Skye Lopez, Azelet Lopez, Randy Radilla, Eric Tizon, and Nathan Anthony Vela. Thank you for your participation in the Poetry Out Loud program. Poetry Out Loud provides all of you with the opportunity to be engaged in the study of great poetry, as well as an innovative way to help you practice your public speaking and reading comprehension skills. With your participation, I am certain that you have all gained a deep understanding and appreciation of great poetry. Lastly, I'd like to congratulate and wish the best of luck to our school's winner, Evan Cristales. Good luck on the island-wide competition. Believe that you can, and you are halfway there. Give it your best shot.
Special thanks once again to Mayor Melissa Savares and the Dededo Mayor's Office, the Okkodo High School Class of 2020 alumni, Professor Verna Zafar Casala, Senyots Ryan Leon Guerrero, Mr. Christian Camacho, Miss Nicole Quintanilla, Miss Rita Flores, and Miss Arlene Mad. Sazuas Maasi and congratulations to all.